You ready to fight for the cure? You ready to fight for breast cancer? You ready to fight for good health care? I give a damn, you give a damn, I give a damn. I give a damn, I give a damn. You give a damn, oh, we give a damn. You didn't know, we give a damn. You didn't know, we give a damn. No, you didn't know, we give a damn. You didn't know, we give a damn.
Yeah, about to get some vittles for a good friend of mine, Dr. Oye. It's his birthday. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give flowers while alive at the Naga Cafe. And here we are.
Congratulations, Dr. Oye. Thank you for winning. And
Yes. It is a wonderful day to be lunching. God gave me this day, and I choose to be on some luncheon time. And since it's midday hour, here at Wisdom Inc. Network, and I Give a Damn Jam podcast, we create ways to pay it forward. And what we're going to do today on this great Thursday, we're going to prank a friend of mine and give him his flowers while alive on Luncheon Blessed Buys. This is a segment that is like no other. We're lunching on your lunch hour. You don't know that we're coming for you. And what he's getting ready to experience is the role that I'm going to play, and it's a dope idea. I'm a man of many hats. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this mask on, and I'm going to make him think that I need Viagra since he's a physician, since he's the pharmacist. And I'm going to give him a hard time. But after the joke is up, we're going to bring in his friends and his family to celebrate his day of birth, as well as congratulate him on being the U.S. House of Representatives. He just got elected yesterday. So salute, congratulations, give flowers while alive on their lunch hour. Luncheon Blessed Buys. Let's not forget, we have cassava leaf, we have moi moi, we have a meal for a king, and giving flowers while alive here at I Give a Damn Jam. This segment is called the Luncheon Blessed Buy. But we're going to lunch him out a little bit before we hit him with the lunch. And we're waiting on Melissa B. Neal Witsy, who is going to be singing him happy birthday. His homegirl, his top aide, Laisa, is going to be bringing him his birthday cake. So collaborative things, you know, teamwork make the dream work. So that's what we're going to do to this nice physician / U.S. House of Representatives brother who blessed the I Give a Damn Jam with his update of what he's doing. And he's doing some powerful things. So Luncheon Blessed By. Let's go.
American Bucks wanted.
Got a problem, man.
You get frustrated?
Yes. My lady is really unsatisfied. Needs Viagra. Needs some Viagra.
You need a prescription.
How do I get it?
You need doctors. You need a prescription.
Don't give me a hard time, man.
Don't give me a hard time, sir.
I can't give my lady a hard time.
Okay, well, still need to get
She give me a good this. She gives me good this. Yes, sir. Give me good. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is your lunch hour. Yes. Hey, listen, man. I be lunching on people's lunch hour. I like to give flowers while they're alive. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the Blessed Buy. I Give a Damn Jam is welcoming you to the Luncheon Blessed Buy series. And we want to congratulate you for just winning. You know what I'm saying?
Can you bring him out here?
Dr. Oye. This is how we're doing it. So that's what we do in the I Give a Damn Jam. Give flowers while alive, because life is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So give flowers while alive. Yes, D, my man. Congratulations,
Thank you.
That's D. But listen, you never met the co-host.
Yeah, we do have
That's D. That's D. You remember the queen over
Yes,
there?
yes.
That's D.
How you doing?
You remember D? You know what I'm saying? John, this is Dr. Oye. And you know this queen here, so we're going to without further ado, like your
Thank you.
please receive this song and this blessing, man. Because look, lunch hours can be lunch hours. But you don't have one, so gorgeous. Oh God, so let's left.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. O. Happy birthday to you.
Way to set it off.
Yes.
I'm about to be on.
All right.
We also have food compliments of just, these folks that you eat, cassava leaf and some boy and
Okay.
well, you are real special, man. You only have your fingerprints, man. You know what I'm saying? One on one. Yes, indeed. I give a damn jam.
Yeah, give a damn jam.
Yes, indeed. That's how we're going to do it. Yes, indeed. This is how we do. Team Dr. O. I give a damn jam. Bless you, bless you. Welcome to the I Give a Damn Jam. We are back like we never left, and we are here with good folks, good tribes, good vibes. And this season is still going on, and we thank you for tuning in. We thank you for the support that you've given us. It was so many good shows that we've had already, and we're looking forward to continuing that trend. So, Melissa, it's good to see you back.
What's up?
What's up, babe? What's up? And we're introducing you two for the first time here. Both of you guys are Tacoma Park is very close to my heart because I've cut hair forever there. I've met so many different interesting people who are talented in their own right. And meeting you guys both in Tacoma Park is a part of my life that I am thankful to share with my world and my audience and folks who know me. Like, who is that fine sister with you? Oh, that's my sister from a different mister.
That's what they be saying. Oh my God.
That's my sister, and I mean that seriously. You know what I'm saying? So either way, she has a great amount of gifts, and I gave a damn about seeing our opportunities to be able to network and make some win-wins, and we've been doing that all over the place. So I thank God for her, and thank God for this addition to making this a stronger platform. And now, brother, you and I go way back. So let them know what you give a damn about, who you are. Let the folks know what you give a damn about.
Oh man,
Keep myself.
What I give a damn about is pretty simple. It's love, life, music, and the pursuit of all those things. And it just kind of encompasses it.
Like a trifecta, like a trinity. You know what I mean? I'd like to let them know where your folks originated. And I know you were from here as well.
Okay, so I grew up in Tacoma Park for the most part, but I was born in Liberia.
Okay.
So we came over here on vacation during the Civil War. So literally, we was here on vacation. Civil War broke out
In Liberia.
We got stuck. Stranded at the Gilligan's Island, but this is a much bigger island.
Yeah.
Turtle Island.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
Wow.
Liberia was going through a civil war, and nobody really wins in a civil war because you're going against yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person who set it off wins. The person behind, the man behind the curtain.
The puppet master.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Nah.
Wow. So 2022, we're getting ready to wrap up 2022. How has it been for you so far? I mean, we're still coming, COVID is rising again, different things happening, but
I had a good year. I've been blessed. Last year, I had my first daughter.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, so I've been the stay-at-home dad and working on my music. I work from home. I telework and stuff like that, and that's been cool. It's been a new experience.
Yes.
I never thought I'd be doing all the diaper changing and all of this and all of that, but
Love it.
I like it. We spend a lot of time together. I'm working on a lot of music. I kind of been watching the landscape, seeing the energy shift, seeing a lot of violence and stuff like that.
Isn't that crazy, right?
For me, I decided to go with tape that doesn't have any words, doesn't have any lyrics.
Okay.
Because before I come out preaching, I kind of want to set the stage for the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So the vibe is, it's going to be lo-fi. It's going to be easy listening, laid back, really dope instrumentals that you could drink your coffee to in the morning, smoke your tree, if you smoke a tree, go for a walk, sit at the park, feed the birds. Basically, it's my life, because my life is at home now.
Yeah.
So, I got my baby girl. Yeah, so that's what
kind of like what's needed right now in this climate.
Yeah.
So do you feel like since COVID and everything has changed, with the environment changing, did your style change, or did you evolve more? Like what happened and changed during your artistry?
So I always been like a chameleon. So I could hear stuff and do my own version of it usually. So whatever I hear, I can kind of jump into.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was I had so much time to myself that I wasn't hearing anything, and it was just quiet. So when I started working again, my music was quiet. It was laid back. It was mellow, because that's my natural disposition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't really. It's just going to show your other phase of your artistry. So before then, what was a little different before?
I mean, I was doing hard hip hop. I was doing trap. I was doing pop, a little bit of country, a little bit of rock, because I mix and engineer as well. So I work with all walks of life, singers, spoken word, people who just do like, I call them actual instrumentalists. So like one of my friends, for her audition, she was going to go to, I think it was Juilliard, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I recorded her audition for her to get into school and stuff like that. So that's usually what I do. So I hear everything and I just take it all in.
Let's talk to her about I guess our meeting. At that time, what was your development when we crossed paths? Because I mean, he was sharp. I was like,
man, what was we doing? I think I was working at CVS.
Yeah.
So
she was like, it was still in school.
Yeah.
So, going to school.
I was in school and was working on my music, and I would come up to the shop, and I started coming up there because Melvin had stopped by the CVS and was like, come by. So I came by, I started wrapping it up with you.
Yeah.
Saw that we had like similar interests,
Exactly.
and I think this was right around the time that you were having the first I Give a Damn Jam. And I had played you some stuff. We had collaborated, but I don't believe we had released anything officially. And I came up there, I did the Supermodel, I think.
Yeah, Supermodel.
I had a song called Supermodel.
Listen. When you a veteran of the culture, you already know somebody who else is going to be a veteran soon. You know what I'm saying? They already have like the alertness about what's going on, what's popping. And even though Tacoma just showed me so many different nationalities, so many different folks from all over, but the one common bond with art is it's universal. And this man had bars off the break. I mean, he took a couple songs I had, and he put his stamp on it, and it was like, oh, the new era is here. Woo!
What school were you in?
I went to Blair for a little bit, but then I left.
Okay.
And I went to school in Illinois, so I went to Warren Township in Gurnee, and then I came back, and that's when I got introduced to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the first thing I do with folks that I appreciate, what was next? The stage, right?
Oh yeah.
Throw them a microphone, right?
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out, did I see you perform before?
Maybe if you was at the first I Give a Damn Jam, yes. Other than that,
that was 2008, 2009, maybe 2010.
I was going after that.
Yeah, so it was like 2000.
After that.
Now that's what we want to come up to. So let's just.
I've seen them somewhere.
Yeah, Tacoma Park. I'm telling you,
y'all
been crossing paths. Probably.
I don't know. Or
So,
maybe I'm seeing the future. I don't know.
That's all in the cards. If you've been seeing me, you've been hearing him, or either a video or either something like Changes. Okay, we're gonna get to Changes in a minute, because Changes this is the maestro who made the music for Changes.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we're gonna take it back to 2008, 2009. This brother did a song called Supermodel. My mom was at the door taking the tickets at the door.
Yeah.
She just started going through chemo treatments. She had her hair cut low. And this brother rocked a song that was one of our favorites. It's in the documentary, Supermodel. That's when you did leave to go to Atlanta. Now, tell the folks about that.
Atlanta. That's why I was like, what happened? Because everybody now going to hot Atlanta. Everybody.
Atlanta's over for me now.
Okay.
Atlanta was really dope for me. I had collaborated with a couple cats when I was in Illinois, and we had started a group.
Okay.
And we all kept in touch. And one of them was my buddy Nate, another one was my buddy David. And David ended up going to Morehouse for college.
Okay.
And Nate he was somewhere in Indiana. I don't know if he was at Indiana State or if he was at Indiana, the university. But he ended up leaving. But before he left, we would all go down to visit David because Atlanta was real fun at that time. So we'd go down there and we cut records. We'd be there 2 weeks a week. And we're sitting down chilling and he's like, yo, I got this idea. And he comes up just on the spot. Well, not on the spot. He kind of was walking around with the idea. He comes up with Blame It on Alcohol, just right there on the spot. And we record it super slow. David makes the music behind it, makes the beat behind it, and I'm just listening. And I'm, here record. I'm just there, and I'm just like, this is crazy. We leave. Maybe like 2 months later, I hear the song on the radio. So I'm calling him, I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? What's happening? And he's like, yo, I didn't hear this song on the radio. How did it get on the radio? Ended up the song was actually stolen.
Whoa.
And it was a whole lot of hoopla, trying to freeze the record, stop the record, trying to talk to lawyers.
Seriously,
Yeah.
the story that you're telling though, that is literally how it be. That, and it's no shade to Jamie, but it's like whoever works in the background, a lot of times for them, they take from,
the record. Yeah.
and they'll take from smaller artists, and sometimes once that artist make it, they're able to say you stole. Because this just happened with Future with Drunken Love. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
And he actually, but when they brought the song out, they gave him no credit for it. But it really was his song.
He got his just due with Ciara. When he did the songs for Ciara, did that whole album that really blew up. He was like, oh, this dude can write R&B. And a lot of times, you never know where a song comes from because, like, the guy that really flipped it and took it was Chris Henderson, and he was, I think, the producer for a Case, if I'm not certain. But he was kind of cold at the time, but he had a relationship with Jamie Foxx. And when I looked at the credits of the song, it's like 17 people on the song, but I know there's 3 of us sitting inside that room. Yeah. And I'm like, this is crazy. So eventually, like, it was settled. I mean, it wasn't really much that people got but the credit, but you got a little bit of credit.
Right, but at least, like, hey, don't steal. So let me ask you, from that experience, did it discourage you in your friend group, or did it make you guys realize, okay, we got talent? Like,
oh no, it was like, okay, like, what we gonna do? We working, and then subsequently, my boy, he actually.
Welcome to Win Network, where we are looking to create the win-win in business. Have you ever had the problem, once you've shot some great photos or great footage, that you needed someone to edit it? Look no further, we got your solution. Editors Are Us. Leave it to the experts for all your post-production needs. We are here for you 24/7. Post-production is our specialty, but we shoot, produce, direct, consult, and train anyone interested in digital storytelling and any form of video production. Music videos, documentaries, live streaming, promotional videos, corporate events, weddings, you name it. We can bring you broadcast quality production at a very affordable price. Come check out Editors Are Us.
And we're back, and we're knee deep in a good situation here. And continue letting them know what happened down in Atlanta, man. Brother saying hi, the song.
So that song, the Blame It, gave the opportunity for them to say, okay, y'all can work.
Yeah.
And he started working, he did that, and then he called me, and he was like, hey man, you need to come down here and visit. And I came down there for 2 weeks, I think. And then he was like, look, like, you just need to go and stay. So I came back again for like 3 or 4 days, got in my Honda Civic, 1998. Got in my 98 Honda Civic, yeah. and drove all the way down that joint. You know what I mean? And things did work out. Things did work out. So it was a good. I remember it was right. It was 2 days. No, it was the day of my 25th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I got there on my 25th birthday, and we went out. We went to Terrell Owens' house. We had a little party. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Just said something about TL, didn't he?
Yeah. So it was, you know, it was definitely different from all the grind and the slowness of DC and the, you know,
Did you
So
see more
why-
I'm sorry. Did you see more of everybody wanting to pull around the city? Did you see a different type of unity down there with the music?
Yeah. I mean, because so many people down there not from there. Everybody trying to make it. And there was some people, some tragic stories that was there when I was there that I saw. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But for the most part, like, everybody was just like, okay, let's, you know, you got the industry, let's meet up. Where they'd be like, oh, yeah, let's work. And, like, y'all never call each other.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, like, people that you met during the daytime,
Yeah.
you could, you know,
Get it in.
get it and work
You were
with
saying
them.
something, listen.
I was just gonna ask. So what was your reason for leaving?
I mean, eventually, the juice ran out. We moved to LA, and then my father, he got sick, so I moved back here to kind of just make sure I was here.
Take care of the king.
I say, like, the inspiration we was feeling when we first was there, it started to dry up.
Okay.
And I mean, it's not like I'm from there, so I don't have any tie to it. So I was just like, you know, I think it's time.
And that's important in life
Yeah,
to know.
when it's time to move on.
Exactly. When it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Today, I was saying your imagination is everything. It's not literal, but it is a big thing. That's so today's show or theme to me was about imagination and how everything that they say it's all in the mind.
Yeah.
And all of our careers has benefited from us having a creative mind. How has imagination played a role in your life?
Man,
You can go ahead and marinate on that one.
I mean,
I'm going to ask you too. You know,
I imagine myself out of a small apartment with barely any equipment. You know what I'm saying? And just like what they say, I wrote my way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I imagine myself out of that shit, like into an engineer. I didn't do any of that. I didn't make beats. I
remember that Genesis stuff.
And then I just was, once I got in it, I was able to watch other people and I'd be like, I could do that.
Yeah.
And I started to soak it all in.
And I had pictures, so you know, every day that I would come home from the barbershop, it was always a whole full day. I might meet somebody, a different person from all over the planet, not just my chair, but everybody else's chair. You wind up having a relationship sometimes with folks who are sitting 2 chairs over that come in every other week. You already know. They sit amongst other people that don't even know them, and they have conversations, and then they get their hair cut, and we're having conversations. So conversations go on, and then we might see each other outside the shop. So for me, I was seeing these different things come about, just like I would see so many students get ready. You know, I'm cutting them in their senior year of college or their senior year of high school, senior year, whatever it is. I was seeing him like a proud brother go away from the Tacoma Park area and go. His talent brought him what they say in the Bible is your gift can make room for you, basically. And your gift and your imagination made room for you to go different places.
Right.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying. How's imagination been for you, Miss Lady?
I mean,
Because you creative in
I think imagination is like how he said, it basically to take you from a dark space. So a lot of times people ask me all the time, like, how do I continue to have gratitude? I could literally, Rico know, I could literally be happy from going to Whole Foods that day. I went to Whole Foods, put some headphones on, and they're like, that's it? They gotta go on 1,000 miles to be happy. And it's like, it to me, because I'm not looking at my space at that time. I'm looking at where I'm going all the time. So when I was younger, I would always do that. I never realized when I first started, but I think I started imagining when I would listen to songs, and I would be like, "Oh, I see the video for that song," and I would just go somewhere with the song. But I realized, dang, if you have imagination, you kind of have a whole lot more joy and things you can be happy with because you always see yourself in a different space. So now, today, I'm like, the only difference is whatever I'm imagining. I don't like to say manifestation. That's what they like to use, the new words. I just say I pray on it, and I say, okay, I see this, I see where I can go with this, and I pray on it and go. But even if I'm preparing for a show, I see the show 100 times.
So
exactly how I'm gonna do it.
So it's like projecting.
It's projecting in my mind, but I never knew. Oh, that's manifestation.
Right. Well,
I'm writing this. It was just like
yeah,
natural. So I noticed that artists naturally do the stuff without reading a book on how to do it. We've been doing it since we were little.
Right.
But the beauty in it is that I noticed, like even with children, they don't need a lot. They can just literally have a bag and a spoon.
Yep. And that spoon.
And they're happy.
Spatula.
And they're happy.
They don't have fixed. They don't have what they say in psychology, fixed learning.
Right.
But for me, imagination, and seeing my mother's imagination was one of the dopest visuals I was able to have. It's why so much is done because of the inspiration from her. I said it on one of my rhymes of major adjustment. I said, third grade Christmas party, refreshments the teacher wanted. You made cookies for me to take with all my classmates' names on it. So just to see her put everybody's name in the class, and was like, oh, when the kids see their name on the cookie, they're going to be great. Right. But it was just the imagination and the giving, the action and love at the same time. So doing lunch and blessed buys with different things I'm doing, that ain't nothing but just slices out of a creative imagination from my mother that I think that was passed on to. And then she started seeing me come up with my own different things from poetry or rhyming or anything. She would see my notebooks. She would just, and next thing you know, she was sending my poetry into different places without me knowing. And it would be winning contests. And so my imagination was that I would be able to do something that could help the world. And I Give a Damn Jam is that for me, to create a platform with all types of creative givers and creative activists who could come together and make some win-wins and globally rock, make a lot of good changes. And that's my segue. I want to get to you.
I want to ask him something real quick though on imagination, since you said that's the topic.
Imagination.
And I'm gonna ask both of y'all since you asked me a question.
Okay.
So starting with you, do you feel like imagination is a gift? Like it's given to some and not all? Because I always wonder.
No. So I believe everybody has imagination. So even like, and we're gonna talk about it later, but the project that I'm working on now is called The Craft, which craft is an acronym. And normally when you craft something, you build it with your hands, or people think Illuminati, witchcraft, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I look at craft like the acronym. So it's creativity releases art from thought. So the way I look at it is everybody.
Hold on, say that again, bro.
So creativity releases art from thought. So everybody has thoughts.
Right.
And in everybody's thoughts there is art.
Right.
But the only thing that can unlock it is creativity. You see what I'm saying? Which is hand in hand with imagination.
Right.
So creativity releases art from thought. So I do think everybody can be an artist, but they just need a little creativity to unlock the art in their way of thinking.
And then that's also too, it's like all these different things. Like you have chakras created. You know what I'm saying? I mean connected. You have art that depends on the spirit of the person who's the artist. You'd be like, oh my gosh, that is some wild art. Cutting clients who are art teachers or sound art creators like this brother. Imagination. It was just fun to cut. Doing my imagination on a haircut and hearing what they're imagining, and then seeing what they're doing. And so for me, it's been an interesting ride being a barber with all the creative barbers beside me, with all the creative people in the chair. That's why I do If This Chair Could Talk. But for you now, at this stage of your life, you have a beautiful baby girl. You have a new motivation. So let's talk about your imagination with your project that you have going on. 'Cause we're going to come back to some things. But
I would say my life is much more sedentary. I used to go out a lot.
Yeah.
I used to, be in the streets a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's just like, what I'm saying, it's me, family, chilling, and doing the regular day-to-day.
I'm just happy that folks finally about to hear something about you, man, because for real, he's been like one of the most under the radar. I'm telling you, I've been waiting on this for so long to do things with this brother. But like everybody has their own different calling. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, family go to Atlanta, that was a calling. Like the artists around the way was like, damn him, you know what I'm saying? Where you going? But you're happy, you know what I'm saying? You're happy. While he's going, I'm dealing with my mom's passing, but I'm thankful for him breaking up my platform of, doing the I Give a Damn Jam. And that came from a client sitting in my chair saying, hey, I got a nice spot for you to be able to do. Didn't even know I was going to do that. I did not imagine it. Right. So it's something that's written that says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard what the Lord your God can do through you. Because I was just like, I'm trying to find a spot to throw my I Give a Damn Jam. My client sit down and he's like, look, man, I got a spot down on Farragut Street. Next thing you know, all your friends are all coming through. Put it out there.
Yeah, you gotta put it out there.
And you're imagining throwing a good spot. Because my mother was like, just do it in a creative way to bring awareness to the circumstance. And I was like, all right, concert. But I was like, where would I get it? And you gotta ask, seek, and knock. You get out there and you do it. And then next thing you know, you're like, well, who would I have on the bill? The first year, it was like, a bunch of different folks that I knew, some that I was just coming to know, my cousin's band, and it was like getting the flyer done. All this was being helped by everybody. I started shooting a documentary of everybody's business in the area, so it felt good rolling into the second year. By the time you were able to do it, I was like, man, it felt so good to leave the shop and be able to go straight to the stage. Mm-hmm. That life is something that I hadn't even imagined.
You ready to fight for the cure? You ready to fight for breast cancer? You ready to fight for good health care? I give a damn, you give a damn, I give a damn. I give a damn, I give a damn. You give a damn, oh, we give a damn. You give a damn, we give a damn. You give a damn, we give a damn. Oh, you give a damn, we give a damn. You give a damn, we give a damn.
And we're back. What a life, what a life. You can roll the dice, only change will suffice. Now, the rest of the song, that's all my lyrics, everything on there. But that line in the beginning, that's his line. This song is...
So say it again.
What a life, what a life.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll the dice, only change will suffice. Hey, what a life, what a life. You can roll the dice, only change will suffice. And we all go, that's when I started coming into it, because I'm outside of this door when he's making the music, and I'm going, we all go through some changes. Seasons. And so, but then we were like, damn, in the beginning I had that little pause, and it was like, he started saying, what a life, what a life. And, we go start shipping in whatever little lines, but I was like, yo, we're going to keep that. Put that on the board. He had a board up there like this. I had just cut my locks.
Right.
I had my locks like a week or two before this was the end of an 18, 19 year run of my locks. So I was going through something at the time. It was at a wine spot in Tacoma. He come through and pull up on the block. I'm like, yo, man, let's get ready to make some. I got a beat for you. You know what I'm saying? But you had a couple other folks that was in the running that weren't blessed to get it. Right. Thank God. Right. I was so hurt at the time, Melissa. I was like, yo, the perfect thing for an artist is to have a booth and some great energy that's going to provide you with a great song to pull your heart out into.
Yeah.
And I was going through so many changes at the time. I was getting ready to cut my hair.
But I didn't know that.
He didn't know.
I just
Well, what did you mean by the line? By that line, what did you mean?
I came up with it on the spot, and it was kind of like, I was just thinking about like the way the guitar was going and the way the chord changes was going, and I was like, this song signifies like change.
Yeah.
But then when he came with the story, I didn't foresee that because I didn't, I was only running into him in passing.
Yeah, at that time.
And I went to, I think I was driving through this Tacoma Park, and I stopped, and I was like, oh, it's a wine little spot. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me see what they got in there. So I just parked and walked in there, and then I saw him, and I was like,
networking.
I was just making something, and I was like, I think you sound great on it. He was like, what you mean? I was like, yo, get in the car, let's go. Mm-hmm. So we got in the car, and we went to the studio, and I had something to do that night. Mm-hmm. But I was just like,
he had a date.
I did.
It felt like when you like you the big brother and you see your younger brother with his nice pad, right? But the thing about it was the neighborhood that he was in, because this wasn't in Tacoma, this was in Largo. By the time he gets me to Largo, right. So I'm riding up there and I'm like, I bust my first rhyme in this neighborhood. This is where I actually started rapping. So this is crazy that he's going from Tacoma, where I know him and where we have our relationship. And I didn't even know he lived, at that time in Largo where his spot was. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh my God, do you know my best friend lived around the corner from here, dog? This is where I actually started rapping against dudes out here. And so go in the house and he starts putting it together by scratch. And like I said, I'm off lines, I'm going outside and, with the music in my head. Dates on his way. Right. He said, "Hey, you want a shot? Yeah, man, let me get a shot." You know what I'm saying? The right process is on, but it was such a pleasant surprise for me because I was like going through a lot of changes. I was like, I'm about to cut my hair. I'm about to break up with these peoples. I'm going through what it felt like almost like a divorce at the end of 3 years. And they say you go through pain more and you become a better writer. So we that's the story of changes. Changes every time it comes through, and that we performed it. It's a rarity. It's
glad I ran into you that day.
Oh my gosh, because
I was just like, oh man, I got something for you.
Did somebody else want it too?
A couple people wanted it.
Yeah, I know you had some people on the line for that, so I'm thankful, and I still think it could,
it's still. I always say like music doesn't have an ending, so you can wrote something 15 years ago that's for another period, another time period. It's not really like a time. If it's good, it's not no time stamp on it.
When we did it in church, we've done it in church. We did it at the Black Nursing Rock. It's one of them type of things that nobody really has heard what we have. Just like I think it's a lot more people that now are going to hear what you have as well as what you have. Because if you live long enough and if you keep loving what you're doing and your imagination is still rocking.
Right. And I'm glad we're talking about that because I was telling a lot of people recently that if you keep just like if you're driving somewhere, you're going to end somewhere. So I think like people give up their gifts or their goals because they're like, I'm not hitting that, I'm not hitting this. But it's like if you go somewhere, sometimes you might go this path, that path, another type of degree, and you still circle back, and that was the door to open and get you there.
Yeah, because success ain't no straight line. It's
but it's just like about not stopping.
What do they say? It takes what, 10,000 hours?
Yeah. And that is true.
It's true.
Everything that has happened and occurred to me in the last week or like the last 2 years, but like 2022 was like crazy. Like, all right, this is all the stuff you ever worked for. Boom, like all at once, and I was like, oh. Wait, hold on.
Like a slow drip,
like
how the water drip, and then it just, that last drop just,
and it's like,
the dam breaks.
Everything, so it's like, oh, that was from all of the work, and so I get it now why some artists, some might have a little chip on their shoulder and they say, well, I worked for this, but they're saying, you want, what I got already, but you ain't put in enough time, meaning whatever, lifetime, pain,
the universe will.
And some people put in time, but they just it's certain things that block you because I wouldn't even call like making it in music. I wouldn't even call it a blessing, but there's certain things that block you out of the industry. You box yourself out by acting certain ways, showing up late, being difficult to work with, and you might be dope, but like certain times that like they say the industry or it's small. So once word gets around and like, oh, you don't want to work with that person, it gets
a little shaky. Well, one thing, and then I guess we'll wrap it up with some Rico and you said you wouldn't really say it's making it.
No, because success is defined by you, not by everybody else.
Exactly.
So like, there's like I know like right now, like I don't want to be like touring across the world or doing nothing like that. Like right now, what I would like my dream is to be a working musician, where like I'm working every day, every other day, putting stuff together, and so that. But when I was 19, that wasn't what my success was looking like. When I was 19, I was like, man, I want to see places, I want to see things, I want to party, I want to do this. But like now, like, I'm not even interested in that. If you gave me that life, I would be like, give back.
I really love that you said that because I tell people that all the time. Success is not the same for everybody. Just like I tell my best friend, she was like bought her second house, and she was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "No." Why are you not ready? Because right now I'm working on my business. I'm not. My gift is not. I don't care about buying that right now. But when I'm ready to circle back, I'll come call you. If I want to get this. But so I love that you said that because I think a lot of people look at the glamour and they're like, oh, well, they see stuff that me and Rico doing now and they're like, oh, they made it. And we might have been more happy 3 years ago. And now it's like, well, we got to do this and that. But
imagination.
It's like making it is not always once you got that contract. It's if you made it doing exactly what you see yourself doing and you happy with it. Because I'm like, it ain't making it if you got millions of dollars and you pissed off. I don't want that. And I feel the same way as you. Like when we was talking about the band pre-recording, like bands and doing. I've done that. Like Actually, go. And people still want me before they go band. They want me. They always be like, we want her to be the lead. Like we can see this, but I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to have to be stuck somewhere every Friday. That I'm doing, like, that's not my lifestyle. You know, I don't.
That's not what you imagine.
That's not what I imagine. Like, that's not freedom to me. That's not peace.
Right.
But sometimes, for some people, success is to be seen everywhere. Like,
Right.
You know, I'm here. I'm in this club. I'm here.
Yeah.
That could be success to them. But I love that you say that because I think too many people define success by dollars or whatever. And it's like somebody could be successful because they literally did their dream, which was whatever. Even if their dream was literally just to maintain a job, that was a success for them.
And it's a fear. It's a fear for a lot of people because I started noticing fears of people like in high school. The fear of a fight maybe, or a fear of leaving high school. So you see those folks that be like the third year senior or something, second year senior. They don't want to go to the next level. And success brings a lot of unwanted energy sometimes that you don't even
that you
come.
don't even.
I mean, the ability to have a gift and then walk with your gift through different tribes and communities where it's a lot of self-hate that's going on. So it's going to naturally bounce to you. In different terms, how have you dealt with maybe like, I guess, success where people have seen you successful, but it's like been under the radar? So it hasn't been, to me, you know, maybe like where people are seeing it. You weren't brandishing it in everybody's face.
I think
so you got flow that, you know, could be acting that way.
Yeah, I think for me, it was very important for me to realize, like, I thought there was only one way to get on doing music. So I was like, okay, I gotta rap.
Yeah.
But once I saw all these people who were living successful lives who I never heard of, I'd never seen, I'm like, well, what do they do? I can do that. I'm smart. You know what I mean? Like, dang, what do they do? And I started to dig more and more into that. And
that's when the production, was that when the production side became more attractive?
Yeah.
Because you could actually remain anonymous, kind of like in a certain way?
Yeah. I was like, oh, you know, I could give other people hits.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I know what the splits are.
Yeah.
So I know as a producer, your split is 50% of any record. Wow. So I said, well, that's what you want to be doing.
Exactly.
If you're doing, you know, you
right.
want to do the split.
The face don't be making the money.
It's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. So you have different production names I want to get out there. Outside of your name from the artist that's spitting, talk to me about the production name.
So, like right now, I created Sound Ultra LLC, which is run by me. I'm Ultrasound.
Okay.
And that I do podcast editing, I do audio editing, I do beats for hire, all types of stuff. And then right now I'm rolling out MJ the Dreamer. So you guys are talking about imagination.
Yes.
So everything
about the MJ the Dreamer. Let's get it.
Right. So it's all about, you know, just dreaming.
Yes.
And seeing what could be possible. You know what I mean? And then when you wake up, you go do what you just dreamt about. So like, that's why I told you the title of the series is going to be The Craft. Creativity releases art from thought.
Yes.
I had that I'm talking about a straight up lucid dream. I'm sitting in front of my computer making a beat. I'm asleep.
Welcome to Win Network, where we are looking to create the win-win in business. Have you ever had the problem once you've shot some great photos or great footage that you needed someone to edit it? Look no further, we got your solution. Editors are us. Leave it to the experts for all your post-production needs. We are here for you 24/7. Post-production is our specialty, but we shoot, produce, direct, consult, and train anyone interested in digital storytelling and any form of video production. Music videos, documentaries, live streaming, promotional videos, corporate events, weddings, you name it. We can bring you broadcast quality production at a very affordable price. Come check out Editors R Us.
Yeah, so I don't even know how that came to me, to be honest. But I was like, it was so good, I was like, I gotta write this shit down.
Got to.
So I wrote it down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make something with this. And I was like, I'm gonna do a series. So the first part of the series, I'm just waiting on the artwork. The music is
it
done.
gonna be silver?
No, it's not gonna be silver. Why you say it's gonna be silver?
It's not gonna be metallic? So what's the color?
I haven't done the artwork yet. I'm just waiting on it. I got a couple people. What made you think?
I mean, because I'm seeing like that, like spacey, like your chakras, and I don't know. How to
it could be like
I'm
that.
seeing like, because you said you were kind of you
visionary
got it in the spiritual.
It was a lucid dream.
Yeah.
What's the topic of that? Your imagination is everything. So
it was like, but I mean, you know what? I don't know. I don't have a color scheme in mind because I'm not a visual artist.
Yeah.
So I sent it out to them. And
I'm visual. That'll be visual. I can't draw though, but I can see that. To me, it's like you having that lucid dream, because it's like your outer man seeing your inner, in my opinion. So a lot of times your outer, it takes you to be in another room to see your inner. So you were seeing your inner. So your inner person to me is like metallic. I don't know. You're like a metallic.
You might need to send that to Silver Surfer.
Yeah, like you like electric. Like it's only a few people I meet. Rico know. I don't like everybody, even though it's not. But it's only a few people I meet. They like electric beings, in my opinion, because that means they're like they literally create. They're creatives. Like they have a certain place they're at. So I just see you like.
That imagination is
okay. I'm gonna take that into consideration when the art comes back
One
of it is silver, I'm gonna be like, this the one.
This was
and watch, you gonna be like, she said it. I see it.
But see, that's what visionaries do.
Yeah.
You see, and that's sometimes an irritation because you be like, dang, I see this could work. And a lot of things that you saw me going through over the years, it was like, it was all in the mind once a situation happened. And it was like, how could I creatively express something? And it took me years to figure out myself, you know what I mean? Because it's different content that might drop in. And be like, I want to do If This Chair Could Talk. Well, that's right there what you got. I'd like to do a concert that, brings some attention to a cause.
Yeah.
It was just like the universe was, the life would send me an issue, and then you can creatively deal with it. But it takes that imagination. So I thank God for that imagination. And we are going to give hip-hop its props. There's a lot that's going on in the marathon of hip-hop since the artists have started. We are fraternity members in it. We collaborate with different folks around the world. We're getting ready to show a video. This is Throwback Thursday.
Yes.
I Give a Damn Jam, and we got a video that we're getting ready to clip to. And we're gonna drop some bars on this joint. And it's just our love letter to hip-hop worldwide. You know what I mean? It's just our salute to hip-hop. So y'all have to check us out as we do hip-hop. And then we're gonna get into this brother doing some of his own projects. So right now we're getting ready to jam. Still give a damn about your testimony. Still give a damn about your story. We also give a damn about jamming. So I'll just get busy right here. And we can get ready to go to that next. Thank you.
Introducing M80 and Angel with Dirty Wings. Let's go, y'all.
Indeed, this is hip-hop. 101 hip-hop. Bless our people's pockets. We talk about highly inventive profit. Open our people's pocket. We talk about hip-hop, rapper versus MC. No food for thought, leave the belly so empty. If it's not hip-hop, I'm the potter who molding it. I'll be in the crowd if you're not controlling it. Hip-hop, baby. Thursday, Throwback Thursday. That's how we getting it in. Having the inventive profit, helping our people. Talk about highly inventive profit, helping our people profit. When we talk about hip-hop, rapper versus the MC, no food for thought, leave the belly so empty. We talking hip-hop. See, I'm the potter who molding it. I be in the crowd if you're not controlling it. Hip-hop, it's humanistics, player. Heaven open up with prayer. We do it for hip-hop. I was young, raising hell, listening to Melly, Slick, Rick, and LL. And you, my focus grows. Your fly little style open up my nose. You know, hip-hop, all the rap shit. Hey, yo, it kept me on my P's, my Q's, and my toes. We talking. Tonight I wanna be your lover.
I wanna be your lover.
M80.
See me, I created enough for this since I was on the microphone. Right the phone, I was writing to him. Worlds of crazy baby moms, police up on
Intercom.
Scoping the scene, looking for bits of crime. Smoking 40s, minute naughty, I was all into the stories. Bore me, but I ignore it.
Ain't no telling where I'm going.
But I love you, hip hop, and for you I owe it all.
That's right.
And to you I owe it all.
I owe it all. We owe it all. We talking hip hop. influence partner, splashing every music genre. Talking about
Hip hop.
rock to opera, give hip hop honors, no mercy to imposters. Hip hop intellects precisely. People paint the beats, not taking like we talking hip hop. Smooth days like Spike Lee, helping other poets negotiate the right fee.
Talking hip hop.
You know she's so shady. Q-Tip told you the rule number 4080.
Hip hop.
Wifey, we made babies. Our father MC Styles since young in the late 80s.
Hip hop.
Harmony over percussion. Got me still amazed. Got me still loving.
Hip hop.
And this is a love letter to hip hop. Like I said, we just doing our thing. Still in the hip hop, man. Worldwide. They eating off us. It's time for us to eat off us.
Yeah.
Right? Mine, I spit the rhyme. Cleverly for you. Just get the spirits and sight to the blind. It's for you. He will stand the test of time. Hip hop, I adore you.
Hip hop.
My heart and mind truly is for you. When we be banging them clubs, it's only with that real hip hop. Doing this is our peach fuzz. You know we down with that real hip hop. I'm keep on showing love right here. Salute, respect to hip hop. Culture, I'ma say, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
We do it for
Hip hop.
yeah. Be there. We are here with MJ the Dreamer project getting to be spoken on and sprinkled on. Let them know what you getting ready to play us, bro.
This is the first track from MJ the Dreamer. It's my lo-fi project, labeled The Craft, Synesthesia. It's the first part to it. And this song is called The Morning After.
You ready to fight for the cure? You ready to fight for breast cancer? You ready to fight for good health care? I give a damn, you give a damn, I give a damn. I give a damn, I give a damn, you give a damn.